yeah, I gained weight, I gained 5 kgs, I can't really wear this jacket, I look ugly in this. Literally no one cares. Hello my angels, welcome back to my channel. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Chelsea, and in today's video we're going to be talking about 5 fashion tips that I learned from 2025. I was contemplating what video to actually do to round up this year of fashion and just give you guys some tips. So I was going to do like a little predictions or like next year trends, but I thought we couldn't do that just yet without actually rounding off what we've learned from this year, since 2025 was quite a big year for fashion in my opinion, since it was more about the pivot of the self and more about focusing on what the person actually wants, individuality and authenticity and all of those things. So here are like 5 things I think we should definitely take from 2025 into 2026, and maybe I will do a second part video talking about things that we should probably leave behind in maybe my 2026 trends video or something. Let's get right into it. First thing we learned from 2025 is that personal style triumphs over trends. I think we've demonized trends a lot this year. I have been guilty of that too, but I would like to say that in reflection, trends are just a symbol or a reflection of where our minds are at in a societal state in fashion. We have kind of seen that the trends are more focused on the self, and finding your personal style really took over in 2025, and that just shows how much of a change that has been in society to realize the fake and the real. We've been so stuck in this loop of trying to identify what is truly authentic and what isn't, and trying to stray away from being fake or being phony in any sense of way. That has actually led us to actually try to find our personal styles way more in 2025 than I've ever seen. It shows how chasing trends truly is exhausting, and people are actually coming out to say the reality, which is that buying a lot of clothes and following trends is not realistic, and it shouldn't be a realistic thing because of social problems, the environment, because of like financial pressures as well. Frugal fashion was really big this year as well, and it just shows how unnecessary following trends constantly truly was. The people who stood out the most weren't really standing out because they were special or they were well dressed or because they followed the trends or they were wearing that coat that was trending. People who were outside of that spectrum, the outliers in our experiment or the outliers in the fashion scope, are the ones that actually took the first step forward to actually pivot, which brought us into a lot of different things. The performative male, the labubus, we all know we hated that, but people still wore them. And then it just got into a whole lot of things where people were trying to be special or different or set apart. The matcha thing, the reading. So it's all very much about the self and the self-discovery. For once, I could see people were actually trying to wear clothes that suited them, that looked good on them. People were not trying to wear clothes because Kendall Jenner wore it. Actually, wait, people were doing that with a tank top. That is honestly the lowest point in fashion ever. The fact that you guys even believe she was wearing a $2 tank top, crazy. The second thing we learned in 2025, I think, is that color isn't bad. We have really seen a lot of color come back in, and I did this in my previous 2025 fashion trends prediction. I said butter yellow is going to be in, pinks and jewel tones, and all of those are in right now, and I couldn't be more happier. I think we need to start dressing happier as a society. I think it's just too dull, and I think that is also a psychological standpoint where what you wear reflects your mental state, and we were just wearing black for a long time, and we really sucked out the color of all of the things we were wearing. Like beige was the thing. 2016's the minimal style came in, and everybody was just removing stripping themselves away from any color, but we're seeing that change step in, and I'm really happy. And I've also been trying to incorporate color into my outfits, into my coats, into my accessories, and I'm just loving it. I really love that. And a very big way to stand out is color, so that's why I think it also relates back to the fact that people were trying to find themselves and they found the colors that reflect them better. And I think that's honestly such a beautiful thing we should bring into 2026 as well, especially for the summer. Please, 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 let's actually have fun with the colors and let's bring it into the winter as well. I'm tired of seeing big black coats. Let's actually wear big colorful coats and just be colorful. You know, being happiness is also translated in the color that you wear, in the shades that you want to incorporate into your outfit, and I think that's really sweet, and I'm glad we actually did that this year. Another thing that was really big this year that I really liked was the fact that we actually started scrutinizing the quality of our clothes. Quality over quantity finally won, and we're seeing people have this fast fashion burnout where in 2025 people do not want to be associated with brands like H&M or Shein, or at least people are trying not to engage or over consume fast fashion. And we've seen that even the fast fashion brands have realized they cannot compete with Temu or Shein and TikTok Shop and stuff like that. So even Zara and H&M are having this whole facelift. Like, they're having a whole rebrand, a whole luxury brand rebranding. And I think that was honestly a testimony to show that they're crumbling under pressure, and we should keep doing it. We should keep rejecting plastic, and we should keep going for quality materials and quality clothes, especially if we can afford sustainably made clothing. I think that's definitely the way to go. And I honestly think we've all realized finally that it's better to have one well-made jacket than 5 ugly jackets that were cheaply made and that are trendy and would not last you a long time. And that longevity is what we've all been looking for, even within our relationships, within our friendships, within our workplace. People are just trying to be safe and secure and have longevity, be remembered, and that's also being reflected in our fashion. The fourth thing we learned that we could keep doing in 2026 is we've actually finally come to the epiphany that style matters more than the outfit. I'd even go as far as to say your body has nothing to do with fashion. I don't think it's an excuse to say that you were built a certain way and that's why you cannot be fashionable. And I used to have that excuse for myself all the time. When I got bigger, I was like, oh yeah, I gained weight, I gained 5 kgs, I can't really wear this jacket, I look ugly in this. Literally no one cares. Literally no one cares. And honestly, people would think you're fat anyways, whether you're wearing the jacket or not. So I wanted to get out of my head and reframe how I was dressing, because I started dressing based on the basis that I wanted to cover up the fact that I gained weight, when I could just wear things I loved and I could still wear the things I always wore and still be happy and look myself. And it's really sad to know I had that phase going into it, thinking skinny was the only way to do fashion, which it's not. And we've actually been seeing a very big representation of that in media and all of, like, in fashion as well. We realized that the outfit is the last thing. You could be wearing a really, really expensive outfit. You could be wearing something from Miu Miu and the button would just fall right off. You guys know about that? Wisdom K's button falling off of his jacket that he bought for, like, I don't know, $1 million. It matters more than the outfits, because you could be wearing a really good outfit, but if you didn't style it, the accessories, the hair, and the confidence, and we've really emphasized on accessories this year. Oh my god. If I see one more golden jewelry stack, I'm gonna lose my mind. Honestly, I'm gonna lose my mind. But I love that we have started accessorizing and adorning our bodies with all of these jewels, necklaces, and all of that. I love it. And we've realized that the hair, the glasses, the earrings, everything that we put on our body has to elevate the outfit and fits for something. You know, it matters. You wear a shade of pink, for example, and you need to think what colors go with that. We've done that. We've actually started thinking, okay, what can I accessorize to make this outfit look better? We're adding belts, we're adding frills, we're adding so much lace. Honestly, we're just having fun, and I just love the fact that we're doing that, because that's how I've realized that wearing a basic outfit is not what makes you not fashionable. It's how you style it. You know, a basic outfit that everybody could wear, but the accessories make it you, and that's something I want us to keep doing for like forever. That can also help us to repeat the outfits and still make it look like a different outfit every single time, hence reducing the consumption levels, which I love. The fifth one, and honestly hurts my heart a little bit to say this, is that authenticity is the new aesthetic. And this is not more of a tip, but this is something that we have really been fighting for this year. Authenticity, the word chic and niche, personal style, these are the words, that the buzzwords that come up in the top of my head when I think of 2025 fashion. And honestly, we've kind of moved away from those perfectly curated looks and leaned more into like to individuality and mixing high and low, vintage and new and perfect outfits that become cool. And in 2026, it feels like what you wear must feel like you and not what the algorithm says or not what anybody else says. And I think that's important, but we've also have to keep in mind for 2026 that some people identify with the perfectly curated outfit, a very perfectly minimal, clean vibe. When something starts trending again, like the messy, like heroin chic trend that's been coming in, when we navigate this trend or this topic in fashion, we have to be very, very cautious of the fact that we're not alienating another thing. So just because you are not a curated and classy and put together girl doesn't mean that you're not stylish. And just because you like the messy, the nice like rock, grunge, the imperfect, the vintage girl, the one who wears the quirky, weird outfits, doesn't make you any more stylish than someone who doesn't. And I think we should make space for that. Start being comfortable with the idea of live these two aesthetics, two extremes coexisting together. And I think that's going to be hard, but we can see it happening. I can kind of low-key see it happening in 2026, because mark my words when I say this, the clean girl aesthetic will come back. I'm sorry, I just feel like it will come back. We always do this thing where we're like, no, we want to look imperfect, that's the way to be authentic. And then we'll go back to feeling like, no, that's too performative. Let me be clean. Let me do my hair like this. Let me wear my gloss like that so I can look clean. Let me wear that white top that I don't even like so I can look clean. We're gonna go back to that again, because that's how fashion works. It's a cycle. So don't hate on it too much, because that might be you in the next like 2 years. Just saying, On that note, happy New Year's Eve. I'm filming this on New Year's Eve, and I just feel like if 2025 has taught us anything, it's that fashion is less about impressing others and that it's more about it feeling like you. Honestly, that's the energy we're taking into 2026. It should be a very personal thing. Of course, the outside other things can impact your fashion style, but not to the point where you lose yourself. And I think that's something we've really identified with and related to this year that we can take into 2026. That's all I have for today. I hope that you liked this little style of video, because I was thinking, what should I do that's not like a recommends or like a ranking tier list or talking about trends again. But I thought this was really nice to just wrap up the good stuff about 2025 and bring it into 2026. And I wish you guys a happy new year. Thank you so much for being here this whole year and supporting me and having 800 subscribers. Honestly, that's a ton of people. You guys won't even fit in my room, so that's crazy. Thank you for every single comment, every single like, every single follow on my little Instagram, which I'll plug right here. Thank you for every view, and I hope that you learned something on this channel, and I hope that we can go into 2026 together, us fashion girlies and guys. I see you. Hi. But I hope you guys loved this video, and I love you guys so much. I'm so grateful for this space to express myself and talk to you guys about fashion, because like I said, that's the whole reason I started this channel, is because I don't have anyone to talk about all these things to. So I'm really happy that 800 of you guys would like to stay and listen. So thank you so much for being here. Mwah. Bye, my angel.